Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Workmanship podcast mini-series, where we have been looking beyond just the new branding and having open conversations about the real changes that are happening across the firm, as well as the thinking behind those changes. My name's Sarah O'Doherty. I'm a credit controller based in the Glasgow office, and I work in the property management accounts function. I'm joined today by Charlotte Bradley, head of HR, and Vicky Cotton, our ESG director. In today's episode, we are going to take a wee step back and talk about what inspired the rebranding and the significance of that today. So to start us off, ladies, I'd like to discuss cultural change and why that is so important right now. And do you feel it's critical for the success of our business?
Absolutely. So we've been on a long journey. It started about 20 months ago with a change of management structure at Workman. And we took that opportunity. It was a huge opportunity for Workman. We took that opportunity to go out and to listen to our people and to listen to our clients, understand exactly what they need, understand the challenges, and be really open and transparent about what we needed to do in the business to move it forward. So we've done a number of surveys, our people, we've listened to our clients. Feedback on that was really interesting. There's some challenges. We knew there were challenges. We need to get better systems. We need to get better processes. And we absolutely need to free our people up to go and start talking to our clients.
Yeah.
But the biggest learning we had was that we're not actually, as a property company, we're not about property. We're about people through and through. We need to understand what makes our people tick, what they need from us, and how we can better provide for them, give them better services, facilities. So that's the feedback that we had from them. We're really good at what we do, and now we need to work with our people and make better space for them.
That's great. Thank you, Vicky. So where are we now? And can you touch on what we've achieved so far with this?
Yeah, happy to jump in. And Vicky and I have been working very, very closely in the last many months around lots of initiatives to just help Workman on that journey. So to give you some examples, we've introduced our PDR process, our performance development review process. That launched in April 2024. So we've just completed the first year of that cycle, now moving into year 2. We've also had a very robust look at many of our people policies, which again, Vicky and I have been working very closely on. So the family leave position was updated towards the end of 2024. The menopause policy we also launched at the end of 2023. And that continues to be a key priority for the business and the HR team to make sure that our people processes really are fit for purpose to support our people. We also earlier this year had the Agile Working Reset back in March, so to help everybody understand what Agile Working and the flexibility that comes with that means, so that we can hopefully get some consistency across the business. So there's definitely been some really positive steps, but we also recognise there's still more to do.
Yeah.
And talking of resets, we've just reset our employee networks. So we've got 4 networks really well supported. We've got a women's network, we've got LGBTQ plus network, we've got a REACH network, race and equality and cultural heritage, and we've got our disability and neurodiversity network.
Wow.
So we've reset those to offer support, safe space for people across the business, and really work on diversity and supporting that. And we've trained up some mental health champions. So we've got a mental health champion, at least one mental health champion in every office, again, to support our people. So lots of good work going on.
Yeah. So really people focused then, and we've achieved, by the sounds of it, quite a lot. So looking at the future, is there any key focus areas that you'll be prioritising?
I think one big piece that, again, Charlotte and I are working on is a reset of our ED&I strategy. We've had a really big think about where we sit on that. We last looked at that 2021, so it's definitely timely to reset that. Again, very people-focused, concentrating on our recruitment, our retention, making sure that we are working on unconscious bias, which is obviously never a quick win. We've got to work really hard on that. And just making sure that we are really challenging ourselves looking at the metrics, making sure that we are genuinely diverse and we're not just talking about it.
Yeah.
And building on the point that Vicky's just talked about there, Sarah, around the attraction and retention strategies, there's a huge focus on that from the business. We really want to make sure that we are attracting from the widest talent pools, able to engage with the best talent for the business, retain that talent, nurture that talent, and hopefully retain good people and knowledge. It's really important to us and for the long-term health of the business. We've also recently introduced a new role to the business, an L&D manager, learning and development. So again, a really big focus on the business around talent development, how we best support our people and increase the offering of learning and development and the accessibility of that is really, really important. And we are also in the process of developing our wellbeing strategy. So again, we've got some good things in place. Vicky and I, again, have been really instrumental in working with each other over the last couple of years since I've been here on driving these things forward with the business, which has been fantastic. But we also recognise there's room for more improvement, which is important, which also links into the employee benefit strategy that we're just currently having a look at as well.
Great, thank you. So looking at it from an employee's stance, how will we get employees to engage with the cultural changes, ensuring that the day-to-day experience for all of our teams is improved?
I think first and foremost, we are looking at the space that we occupy and creating better space. We've opened our Cheapside office. We've been in there for the last 18 months, which is much better space. We've got everybody back under one roof in London. We just this week opened our new Bristol office, and we've now got a rolling programme of improving the office space so that we can attract our employees back into the office as much as possible. We want them there. We want them working as teams. So that's the first thing. A big piece for us is open door policy. We want to make senior leadership incredibly accessible. Doors are, well, there's no doors. So the doors are definitely always open. We really want everybody to be able to talk to the senior leadership, feel free to say anything they want. And again, I've said it before, but challenge us on everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're also having a look at our internal comms strategy. So again, we've had feedback from our people that our internal comms channels are perhaps not always as straightforward as we would want them to be. So there's definitely an opportunity there to continue to streamline the channels that we use and introduce new ones. So even today doing this podcast here, it's a different channel for us to be exploring, which is fantastic. We've also more recently had some video content. Again, Vicky and I have interviewed before on video, which is just it's been great. So there's lots of opportunities in the mix, and rightly, as Vicky said, people being in the office together to collaborate is also really important, and we want to get everybody comfortable with what that culture looks and feels like.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you think our future looks like as an organisation?
I think that's a really easy one for me. Everything that you'll have heard today is about culture and our people. For us, we really want to build the best culture in the sector, and that's what we're absolutely committed to. So that's what we're going to do. Absolutely.
That's what we've agreed to do, we've committed to do. And a real focus certainly in the people space as a people business. We want to be an employer of choice. We want to be an employer that people want to come and join, and they want to stay with us and grow and develop their career with us. We want it to be a safe space for people, an inclusive space for people as well, where people can just really hopefully flourish and build the best career that they can with us. So it's an exciting place to be at Workman at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. Going off the back of the kind of the benefits that are being rolled out and people focused, how long will it take for that to filter down to all the employees so that everybody is aware of what's available?
Happy to jump in, and that is a great question. And we recognise that we have quite a traditional employee benefits offering at the moment. I don't think anyone's going to jump in and say that that's not true. But we also recognise it's an area where we need a little bit of focus. So we've taken the time to have a look at what do we currently have. We need to go through the process of actually, through the internal communications channels, help our people understand what benefits are actually currently already available. We introduced a new benefits portal earlier this year as a step to try to help people understand some of those benefits and the availability, the criteria, etc., in a bit more detail. But from a strategic perspective, we're working with our insurance benefits broker, Evelyn Partners, who we recently appointed to help us through that journey to map what we have, what good looks like, and actually what other benefits and perks are out there that we can look to introduce.
Yeah.
So we are very much at the scoping, the strategy phase for the wider piece at the moment. So in terms of that timeline, Sarah, we want to, as I say, communicate out to people what we currently have.
Yeah.
And we want to then build on that. But we're also really open to feedback.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people in their own networks have got colleagues or friends or family members who've got really cool benefits.
Yeah.
And we certainly, as a leadership team, but HR department as well, really recommend people just feel comfortable enough to let us know if there's something cool that's out there.
Yeah, that would benefit people.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, ladies. I'd like to thank my guests today, Vicky and Charlotte, joining me. It's been amazing chatting with you. I'm really excited to hear about the behind the scenes efforts that have been put into this. And I'm sure everybody tuning into this episode will be looking forward to seeing the positive impact that this will have on our culture as an organisation. My name's Sarah, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Workmanship podcast mini-series. Bye.